back to my channel, The Simple Life. My name is Alyssa. Before we get started, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you stay tuned for all of my future Cook With Me's. I'm so excited to share a really great recipe with you all this week. It's chicken satay with a peanut dipping sauce. It's something that I would always order at restaurants, but it seemed really intimidating to make on my own. But I promise this one is so easy, it's quick, you do most of the prep ahead of time, so it comes together really quick once you're ready for dinner. So follow along, be sure to subscribe, and let's get going. So like I mentioned, this is a meal that needs to be prepped ahead of time, just because you want the chicken to really marinate and absorb all those flavors. So we're gonna go ahead and start up by chopping our boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I usually do about 8 to 9 of them, and you'll see how I cut them into strips. That way they're easy to thread onto the skewers. And then I'll show you the marinade we put it in. We'll get that popped in the fridge so it has enough time to soak up all the flavors. And then I'll show you the next steps. It comes together really quickly. So this is one that you are going to love. All right, so I am just going ahead and cutting up my boneless, skinless chicken thighs into strips. And like I mentioned, this just makes it easier to thread onto the skewers. And because they're cut into strips and they're pretty thin, they cook really fast. So you'll see how I do that later. They go on the grill. And then once these are all added to my mixing bowl, we are gonna add the marinade that it sits in. And that's basically it for now. So like I said, you can definitely do this ahead of time. You could do it overnight. The longer it sits in it, I think the better, because it has extra time to absorb all those flavors. But whatever works for you and your schedule, you really can't mess this one up. Okay, so let's whip up our marinade. You are gonna need for this 1 cup of unsweetened coconut milk, 2 tablespoons of red curry paste. I use the Thai Kitchen brand. A tablespoon of curry powder, and then a teaspoon each of salt and sugar. So you're basically just gonna mix this all. I eyeball it into your mixing bowl. So we have our coconut milk, about 2 tablespoons of the red curry paste, tablespoon of curry powder, and then your salt and your sugar. And you were just gonna whisk this up. And then pour it directly over your chicken strips. And that is it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a toss. Make sure that the chicken is all coated. And this is what it's gonna marinate in. So I'm gonna just cover it really well with some saran wrap, pop it in the fridge, and then when we're ready tonight for dinner, I'll take it out. I'll show you how we skewer it and how we grill it, and then obviously how we make the best part, which is our peanut dipping sauce. So you just literally add everything to the saucepan. It might look a little bit clumpy at first, but as you continue to whisk it, it'll smooth out really nicely. And you just want to bring that to a simmer. So you want it to start to bubble. I have it on medium-high heat, and at that point, it'll start to thicken up. And it'll just make the best dipping sauce for your chicken satay. So my chicken has been marinating for the last about 6 hours in the fridge. So we are good to go to start putting it onto the skewers. So like I said earlier, we cut it in a way that allows us to kind of thread it on, so it looks like that authentic chicken satay that you would order at a restaurant. So I am gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so I am just threading my strips of marinated chicken onto my skewers. And you can see I'm doing it almost like an accordion. So that way when you pull it, it stretches out and it pretty much covers the entire stick. And you are just going to continue to do this until you used all of your chicken. And then you'll be ready to grill. All right, so my chicken is all ready to go. It is threaded onto the skewers. I'll show you what that looks like. So we are gonna head outside and get these on the grill. All right, so as you can see, my chicken is on the grill. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this. I usually cook it about 4 to 5 minutes on each side, and you do want it to have that blackened, charred appearance. That's what gives it all the flavor. I went ahead and I chopped up some fresh lime, fresh cilantro, sriracha, and I have my peanut sauce. So when these are done, we're gonna take them off the grill, and I'm gonna show you how I assemble everything. There you have it. Chicken satay with a peanut dipping sauce. I hope you enjoy this recipe as much as my family and I do. My kids are so excited to dig in. I hear them inside yelling. So we're gonna get going, but let me know if you make the recipe. Don't forget to subscribe and tune in for next Sunday's Cook With Me.